Israel detects incoming missile attack, but target mysteriously vanishes from radar screens, triggering nationwide alarm. Interceptors urgently fired over Metula in northern Israel as defense systems trigger possible false alarm scenario. Missile track explicitly pointed toward Negev Desert, home to Israel's highly secretive nuclear facility. RT exclusive footage shows interceptors dramatically lighting skies as piercing sirens echo across northern Israel. In volatile region perpetually on edge, even possible radar glitch immediately reignites chaos throughout Israel. Israel detected a potential missile attack from Iran, prompting the launch of interceptors as part of its multi-layered missile defense network. Interceptors were launched in northern Israel near the town of Metula, as reported by RT on May 9th, with the system automatically engaging on what radar tracks indicated was an incoming threat. However, a few Israeli news outlets cited by RT later described the event as a false detection or system malfunction, suggesting no actual missile ever reached Israeli airspace. Sirens were sounded in the region, as seen in footage shared by RT, which showed interceptors firing skyward in what appeared to be a defensive response. Reports also said the suspected missile suddenly vanished from radar after being initially identified, raising doubts about the accuracy of the early warning tracking. The incident sparked serious questions about what exactly occurred inside Israel's early warning and command and control systems, including sensor reliability and decision-making protocols. Attention quickly shifted toward the Negev Desert because of the missile's reported trajectory, which pointed toward Israel's southern interior rather than northern or coastal targets. That area is linked to the region surrounding Israel's highly sensitive Dimona nuclear facility, one of the country's most closely guarded strategic sites. Even without confirmation of an actual launch, the mere possibility of a missile heading toward the Negev intensified public anxiety and political concern. The apparent false alarm also highlighted growing concerns over the strain on Israeli air and missile defense systems, as the region remains under persistent threat of rocket and drone attacks. Hezbollah has reportedly claimed carrying out 26 attacks on Israeli forces since the afternoon of May 7th, as fighting intensified along the Lebanon front. The Lebanon-based group said those attacks inflicted casualties on Israeli forces, according to Al Jazeera's reporting on Hezbollah's battlefield claims. However, Hezbollah did not specify the number of Israeli military casualties in those claims, leaving the exact toll unclear. Al Jazeera citing Hezbollah said, and I quote, "Attacks included a missile strike on an Israeli tank outside the Lebanese town of Deir Suryang, shelling of an Israeli advance on the town of Hadatha, and a strike on Israeli soldiers gathered in the village of Labuneh." Unquote. Hezbollah said it targeted Israeli military positions as the IDF intensified strikes across southern and eastern Lebanon. Southern Lebanon then witnessed one of its deadliest days of Israeli airstrikes on May 8th, with multiple towns hit in a broad escalation. Israeli attacks killed more than 30 people, according to the latest toll cited in reporting on the May 8th strikes. Meanwhile, the IDF also struck Beirut on May 6th, marking the first attack on the Lebanese capital since the April truce took effect. As Israeli jets and artillery keep hammering southern Lebanon, Hezbollah is responding not just with fire but with dramatic new footage that tries to show its fighters hunting IDF units from the air. On May 7th, the group released a slickly edited video titled, "We Will Hunt You Down," showcasing its FPV drone units as elite hunters stalking Israeli forces along the frontier. The visuals lean on Golden Eagle imagery, mirroring how loitering munitions circle, select and dive on targets, casting the drones as predators and Israeli soldiers as prey. Shot after shot underlines both the precision of the impacts and the patience of the operators, suggesting they can shadow patrols and vehicles for minutes before choosing when to strike. The new reel echoes earlier clips of FPVs tracking Israeli armor in valleys and along berms, building a narrative that Hezbollah's eyes in the sky now watch almost every move near the blue line. On the ground, May 7th saw Hezbollah launch a mix of rockets and explosive-laden drones at Israeli troops operating in and near southern Lebanon, keeping pressure on multiple sectors at once. The IDF says its defenses intercepted most of the incoming fire, but acknowledges that some drones managed to explode close to forward positions and staging areas. Despite those near misses, Israeli officials report no injuries from this particular barrage, stressing that fortifications and early warnings helped limit the damage. In parallel, Israel says one of its strikes killed a Hezbollah operative shortly after he fired rockets and tried to hide the launcher, highlighting the cat-and-mouse cycle of fire and counterfire. According to the IDF, the target moved his equipment into a civilian building before being hit, a claim Israel presents as proof that Hezbollah embeds launchers inside populated areas. Another airstrike reportedly destroyed a separate rocket launcher that had been used in earlier attacks against Israeli forces, part of what Israel calls a rolling campaign to grind down Hezbollah's arsenal. The IDF says that between the nights of May 6th and 7th, its aircraft struck roughly 20 Hezbollah-linked targets scattered across southern Lebanon. Those targets, Israel claims, included weapon depots, suspected drone launch sites, and at least one cell caught transporting arms in a truck along a southern route. Airstrikes also hit what the IDF describes as weapons manufacturing infrastructure in the town of Nabatee, signaling that rear area workshops are increasingly on the target list. All this comes as Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu publicly claims Israel has killed more than 200 Hezbollah operatives in the past month alone, framing the campaign as steadily eroding the group's frontline units.
Last night, we eliminated Hezbollah's Radwan Force commander in the heart of Beirut. This is the same senior terrorist who led the plan to conquer the north. He thought he could continue directing attacks on our forces and our communities from his hidden terrorist headquarters in Beirut. In the past month, we eliminated more than 200 Hezbollah terrorists, 200 terrorists who acted against Israeli citizens and IDF soldiers. We are doing the same thing in Gaza, eliminating terrorist cells, including yesterday.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.